Complete streets are streets designed for all users of all ages and abilities, and all modes of transportation. They balance the needs of drivers, pedestrians, bicyclists, transit riders, emergency responders, goods movement, and stormwater management based on the local context. Complete streets help improve health and safety for people walking and biking. They create better places to live, work, play, learn, and do business. When streets are not complete, the negative impacts on public health, safety, equity, and the economy and the environment are disproportionately borne by low-income and minority communities. While New Jersey leads the nation in the number of complete streets policies adopted by municipalities, it continues to lag behind in overall implementation. For example, in the South Jersey Transportation Planning Organization region, 24 of the 68 municipalities have a complete streets policy. To address the need for education and technical assistance to municipalities to assist them in taking advantage of the benefits of complete streets, SJTPO developed a program modeled after one operated in the North Jersey Transportation Planning Authority region. That program, begun in 2018, has successfully provided 29 communities with detailed recommendations, which many have implemented on their own or used to prepare successful funding applications for larger grants. Through funding from the SJTPO, Sustainable Jersey will assist the Allen M. Voorhees Transportation Center at Rutgers University and the Cross-County Connection Transportation Management Association to address specific municipal complete streets implementation and technical assistance needs. The CSTA program is seeking applications from municipalities to receive free technical assistance services for a specific project related to advancing a complete streets initiative in their communities. Projects will be 6 and 9 months in duration and are anticipated to take place between May 2025 and March 2026. No direct funding to municipalities is provided. Examples of projects that were previously delivered under a similar technical assistance program for municipalities in the NJTPA region can be found on the NJTPA's Complete Streets webpage. A project selection committee will select at least 3 municipalities to receive technical assistance services in a competitive process based on objective criteria. Complete streets are an important part of a sustainable community. Hello, everyone. My name is Caitlin Volmer. I'm the Grants Program Manager at Sustainable Jersey, and I'm here to tell you how you can submit an online application in the SJTPO Complete Streets Technical Assistance Program. The rest of this video will be divided into 2 parts. The first part will tell you how you can create an account on our online grants portal and fill out the profile section, which will include information about your primary contact. And then the second part will be a walkthrough of how to actually complete and submit the online application, which has 3 different parts to it. So I hope you find this video useful, and now we can go ahead and get started. In order to get started on a Complete Streets Technical Assistance application, you must first navigate to the Sustainable Jersey website. In your web browser, go to www.sustainablejersey.com and you'll be taken to the Sustainable Jersey homepage. Then you can navigate to the Grants and Technical Assistance tab. And from there on the left-hand side, you'll see a variety of technical assistance and grant programs that are offered through Sustainable Jersey. To get to the SJTPO Complete Streets Technical Assistance Program, you're going to navigate to the option that says Complete Streets Technical Assistance here on the left. And from there, you're going to click Learn More under the SJTPO Complete Streets Technical Assistance blurb. This will take you to the SJTPO Complete Streets Technical Assistance Program page. On this page, you'll find information about the program and a variety of different resources that you can use to help you get ready to submit an application in the cycle. Once the application is available on December 5th, 2024, you'll find under this heading here an application link. You'll also find links to the application information packet and the FAQ, which are important resources that can help you learn more about how to submit an application. Be sure to check out this page to learn more about the different types of technical assistance available in this program, and also to watch the recording of the interest webinar that we'll be holding on December 5th. You'll also see that we have some other things up and coming, so be sure to check back on this page every once in a while to find more great resources. Once the link to the online application becomes available, clicking it will take you here, which is the homepage of the grants portal that you'll be using to submit your application. If you used the grants portal in the past, perhaps to submit a Sustainable Jersey Grants Program application or to submit another type of technical assistance application, you can go ahead and use the same account that you've used for those programs. You can just simply use the sign in button to sign into your existing account. If you've never used the grants portal before or forget your account, no problem. If you're unable to retrieve your old account, you can just use the sign up button to create a new one. Clicking on the sign up button will take you to this page, which will ask you to input an email address and a password in order to create an account. You'll then receive an email to ask you to verify your account, and once that's completed, you'll have access to the online application. You'll notice that you're also able to sign in, and that's because this application does not have to be completed in one sitting. You can complete it over as much time as you need, as long as it's submitted by the application deadline. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in since I already have an account created through this program. And you'll see that by signing in, it's going to take me to the home page of the Complete Streets Technical Assistance Program application. To get started on application, the first step is to create a profile. Right now, I already have a profile, which is why it only has the edit button here. But if you were just signing up for an account, you'll see a Get Started, Create a Profile button. If you are a previous user using an older account and you need to update your profile information, you can use the edit button to do that. So by clicking on either the Create a Profile button or the Edit button, you'll be taken to the profile form, which is just collecting information on your primary application contact. This person is who Sustainable Jersey will correspond with regarding any questions about this application and notifications about any subsequent technical assistance award. Note that the primary contact must be a municipal staff member or an elected appointed official, such as a Green Team member or a volunteer. It cannot be a consultant. While you are welcome to work with a consultant to submit the application, and they can even create the account and do all the uploading and documentation filling out that is needed for the application, this primary contact must be someone from the municipality or an elected appointed official. So your consultant can simply fill this primary application contact form out with that person's information. This form is going to ask you for your name, your title, organization, municipality, phone number, and email. And once you've finished completed these fields, which you can just type right into the boxes of, you can go ahead and click the Save Changes button if you're editing your profile, or the Submit button if you are starting it for the first time. Once your profile is completed, you can then get started on the actual technical assistance application. You'll see that this page offers you a chance to take a look at the application information packet and the FAQ page. Clicking on this link here will open the application information packet in a new tab of your browser. And this is a great resource that you can use while you're working on your application. It'll provide all the information about the program and also about what's required for this application. I definitely recommend taking a look at this and using it as a reference document. The table of contents is clickable as is hyperlinked, so you can jump around to exactly what you need to address whatever section you're currently on. So if you're looking for the application requirements and you click on that in the table of contents, you'll see all of the different information you will need to provide in order to complete this application. So it's a good idea to go over this at least briefly with your team so that you know everything you need to submit the application. The other link here is the FAQ page. Clicking on the link will take you to a Google Doc, which will be continuously updated throughout the program period with different questions that are received by our staff. It's a great idea to take a look at the FAQ to see if your question has already been asked before submitting a question to our staff. That way you can get a quick, easy response. Going back to the home page, in order to get started on the actual application, you're going to click this big Get Started button. This will take you to your applications homepage. You'll see that it's currently listed as untitled. That will change once you get started working on the application. And you also see that there's some information here about when everything is due. You'll note that there are 3 different sections of this application. Section 1 is going to ask you information about your municipality. That is going to be due on February 28th, 2025. The second section is the project type. This is essentially the meat of the application. You're going to be asked all the questions regarding the technical assistance you're requesting through this application, along with more information about some of the Complete Streets initiatives you may have completed at this point in your municipality. So this is definitely going to be the biggest haul when it comes to submitting this application, and this is also due on February 28th, 2025. The last section is the application authorization resolution section. Essentially, we need to see that your municipality uh, is okay with you submitting this application. So passing this resolution in support of the application is necessary. And we give you some extra time to submit a signed and dated copy of the resolution so that you can make sure it gets on your board agenda before it is due on April 4th, 2025. You'll also see that there's some instructions here on how you can save your work throughout the application period. So as I said before, you don't have to worry about completing it all at once. You can save as you go, and you also see that the system automatically saves every 5 minutes. I do encourage you to use the save button as much as possible. Uh, you don't want to just rely on the autosave. It will also let you know how to submit an application. Since there's multiple sections of this application, uh, there will be multiple submission points as you'll be submitting each section individually, and you'll have a better idea of what that looks like as we go through this video. So now that you have an idea of how to get started, you can go ahead and open Section 1, Applicant Information. I'm going to go ahead and click on the blue Open button to get started on my Complete Streets Technical Assistance application. I'll be completing Section 1 first, which is going to ask me more information about my municipality and some contact information for the folks who'll be working on this project with me. Clicking Open will take me to the online form that needs to be completed. Scrolling down, you'll see that the first part of this form is asking for information about your municipality. Please note that the only municipalities that are eligible for this technical assistance program must be from the 4 counties of the SJTPO region, which is Atlantic, Cape May, Cumberland, and Salem County. To ensure that only municipalities from those counties are able to apply, we have uploaded that list of municipalities into the system, and you will have to select your municipality from that list. To do so, use the Choose Your Municipality drop-down button here. You'll see that it will list all the municipalities that you can scroll through, or if it's easier, you can just type in the name of your municipality. You'll see that if you type in a municipality that is not currently in the SJTPO region, it will let you know that no results are found, and thus you are not eligible for the program. But if you type in a town that is eligible, you'll see that it'll pop up and you're able to click on it and it will autofill this information for your municipality. The next step is entering information for your application contacts. So we're going to be asking for information for your mayor, your fiscal contact or municipal manager. You can go ahead and type your information right into the text boxes here. For the phone number, we do ask that you do not use any dashes or parentheses. Please include an extension number if it is applicable. Just putting in the municipal number and taking us to the municipal menu is not very helpful. So if you do have an extension number for a direct line, please provide it. And make sure that the email address you're using is correct so that you get any notifications that we send out. So I'm just going to quickly fill this out with some dummy information. And then once this is all filled out and completed, noting that there are required fields in this form, which are marked by this red asterisk, you'll be able to click the Mark Complete button. If for some reason one of these fields that is required is not filled out, and you try clicking the Mark Complete button, the system will notify you that you need to fill out that field before you can mark complete. You also see that the Save Draft button's right here. Like I said, always good to make sure you continuously click on that to make sure that your work is saved so that you do not lose anything just in case that your power goes out or you lose internet connection for some reason. So just make sure you continuously save, and you'll see that the system lets you know the last time it was saved here on the left. Clicking on the Mark Complete button will take you back to your application's homepage. And you'll see now that section 1, the submit button that used to be grayed out is now green. And this will actually allow you to submit the application for section 1. You can edit it before you submit, and you can actually edit it even after you submit, as long as it's before that section's deadline. We're going to click the green submit button now, and this will take us to the next section. You'll see that you're only able to access the next section once the previous section has been completed. So you can't get to section 2 until you complete section 1, and you can't get to section 3 until you complete section 2. In order to move back to edit the different sections, you can use this edit button, and it'll just ask you to go back a stage. So you'll see here that section 1 is submitted. You'll receive a confirmation email letting you know that section 1 is submitted and letting you know what's needed for section 2. To access section 2, you just need to click on the blue open button here in the box. So section 2 is going to ask you for information about your project. The first step is to select what project you're interested in. So you have 3 different types of technical assistance that you can apply for, and you'll be able to choose from our drop-down menu which technical assistance you are looking to apply for in this cycle. So choosing from the drop-down menu, you have the choices of a bicycle network plan, a complete streets community workshop of a walk audit, or complete and green streets for all policy guidance. For now, I'm going to click on the bicycle network plan, but we're going to talk a little bit more about these different project choices later. So depending on what project type you choose will influence what kinds of questions you'll need to ask. So you'll see that with the bicycle network plan, I am being asked to upload a map of my proposed study area. This map can be a PDF or an image file, and you are able to select it by using the select button here, which will then upload the file into the form. So if I click the select file button, and I click my file that I want to upload, you'll see that it's now attached to the form. I can then delete it if it's the wrong file and then select and re-upload a new one if I need to. I'm also going to be asked to answer questions about the study area. In this case, we have to provide a description of that study area. There'll be some instructions available for each section that'll tell you exactly what you need to fill out in these text boxes. You can type directly into them, just like with the other text boxes. You can also easily copy and paste. So if you are working, collaboratively with any of your team members in a Google Doc or something of that nature, you can always copy and paste your work directly into this box. Please note that the application does not allow multiple users access. Only the person who signs up for the account will be able to see the application. So if you do plan on working collaboratively, I really do recommend using another resource to do that. You can technically share a login by sharing your email address and password, but I do encourage you to be careful if you do that, so as you don't accidentally save over anyone's work who might be also working on it. So definitely be careful if you take that route, and I really encourage the Google Doc method. It's worked really well for people in the past. Beyond a description, you're going to have to answer whether or not your study area includes a county road. And if you answer yes, you will be asked to provide documentation showing that the county authorizes your project and also that the county engineering department representative is willing to participate in all of your project meetings. If you don't have this documentation ready at the time of your submission, that's okay. We understand this might take some time, and our staff will actually be able to help you if you are selected for technical assistance in this round with this. But we do ask that you get started and have some kind of expectation of when you might be able to get this documentation available. So you can just upload that status information here instead. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and add a dummy file. Then you'll be moving on to the safety and mobilities concern section. Here in our text box, we're going to be describing any of the specific safety and mobility concerns in your study area and how your project will help address them. Once again, a text box. You're also going to be asked for any prior plans and improvements and future studies and improvements for any complete streets work that you've been doing in your municipality. just to give the committee an idea of the status of complete streets in the town. Then you're going to be asked for information about any community groups who might have an interest in the project, who you might be working with if you were to get this technical assistance. And lastly, you'll be asked whether or not you're interested in including a temporary demonstration project as part of your technical assistance award. And this will be determined by the selection committee whether or not this is actually feasible and applicable to your project. But if you are interested in the potential of having one, using the choose one drop-down button, you can say yes or no. So that is all the information you'll have to complete specifically for the bicycle network plan. The reason I say that is because the information changes depending on what technical assistance program you select. So bicycle network plan, you'll have to provide all of that. And the Complete Streets Community Workshop with a walk audit is actually extremely similar in what you have to provide. The only difference is for the study area, we have a little bit more guidance on what exactly that should look like. But all the rest of the sections will be the same. You can even see that despite me changing um, the project, all of the work I did in these sections has remained. But the third option, which is the Complete and Green Streets for All policy guidance, you'll see that this has completely different information that we're asking for. It's actually a bit more simple in a sense. You'll see that for the Complete Streets policy project, you'll be asked on the status of your Complete Streets policy. So essentially, whether or not you have passed the policy at this point or not, you're going to ask no, yes, or not sure. If you answer no, you can continue moving on with your application. Don't think that because you don't have one, you won't be able to get assistance. Part of this assistance is helping get Complete Streets policies passed. But if you select not sure, the same thing, or yes, you'll see that yes asks you to provide some more information about that policy. So essentially when the policy was adopted and a copy of the policy, so our staff can take a look at it when reviewing your application. We'll also ask whether or not your policy was adopted as a resolution or an ordinance. So just answer that as best as you can. And that will also help the selection committee in getting a better idea of the status of your policy. Next, you'll be asked about any advisory groups, any checklists that you might have completed. So if you have a policy in place, we're going to ask if you have a municipal committee or another advisory body that oversees the implementation of that policy. We just want to know who it is, or whether or not you have one. It's okay if you don't. And then also we're asking to see if you use any checklists for review projects. That will ensure that projects that are submitted for review are in compliance with the Complete Streets policy. So again, just a simple yes, no, not sure answers. And lastly, regardless on whether or not you have a policy or not, so if I were to say no, you see that you'd still see this option. We're going to be asking you information about your master plan and whether or not it addresses complete street goals. And again, you're just going to be answered truthfully here, no or yes, or not sure. So those are all the sections that relate to the project technical assistance itself. Despite no, I should say, no matter what project type you choose, you will have to answer a few more additional questions. That's all listed under this additional information header. So we're going to need more information about the public engagement you plan on doing through this technical assistance. There'll be some instructions here, and we'll just be wanting to know like what stakeholders you'll be working with, what community groups, what if you're working in a school district on a road near a school or anything of that nature, you can just type that right here in the text box. We're also going to be asking you for your project team members, a list of who they are and the organizations they represent, and whether or not they've attended an NJDOT Complete Streets training or summit. And if you're working with the county, we should definitely see county representation on this project team as well. Also, if you have a Complete Streets champion, someone who plans to work on the project and ensure it stays on track, definitely highlight them in this project team list. And again, typing right into the text box. The last part of this section is the equity considerations. You'll notice that this section is not required. There's no red asterisk. And this is where you'll be describing, if applicable, how the proposed project may address a burden that is disproportionately experienced by traditionally underserved populations. And again, you can just type this right here in the text box. The last part of this section 2 of the application is this optional information section. So here, obviously it's optional, nothing is required, but it's a good chance for you to upload any information or documentation that you think would better serve your application, that you think the selection committee would need to see and would help support why you need this technical assistance. So a lot of times applicants will be putting letters of commitment or support from community groups and their stakeholders here. To have any existing technical assistance, complete streets related planning documents, they can put that in here. Survey studies supporting data, additional maps, photos, graphs, other media, and any of the other kind of documentation that supports your project can all be uploaded here. You'll see there's 5 upload fields. If you need more fields, you can either combine uploads together. So you can just, collect them all into a single PDF and upload it in one of these. Or if you're unable to do that, you can always just send us an email, and we can make sure that documentation gets added to your application. Um, so once all of this is completed, you have everything you want here in your project type form. You can use the Mark Complete button to finalize the form, and it will take you back to your application homepage. And you'll see now that section 2 is also available to be submitted. So clicking on the green submit button will then take you to the final section, which is due a little bit later. Like I said, we try to give you a little extra time as you have to pass the resolution. And now you have access to section 3. So section 3 requires an applicant to adopt a resolution, essentially showing that the municipality is in support of the application and will also be in support of the technical assistance project if you are awarded the technical assistance through this program. It's important to note that there is no direct funding to municipalities that's provided through this program. The funding is of technical assistance, so you will not be receiving any dollars. You'll be receiving valuable staff time to help you implement these projects. You'll see that we do have a template resolution form available. You can use the link here to download that resolution template, and you're welcome to use that for completing this section. So if you were to download it and then open the Word document that is the template, you'll see that you can just plug and play here and just swap out all of the highlighted sections with the information relevant to your municipality, and then get this on the agenda nice and quickly. You don't have to use this template as long as you include all of the same information in your resolution. That's fine. We just need to see that your municipality is supporting this technical assistance program application. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open this section, and you'll see it's very easy to complete. All you have to do is submit a signed and dated copy of your resolution. So once your resolution is ready to go, you can come back into the portal, which will be open until April 4th, 2025. This section at least will be open till then. And just go ahead and select your file like you have with the other sections, upload it, and then you'll be able to mark this section complete. And you'll be able to submit the final section. At this point, with all 3 sections submitted, you will have completed your technical assistance application. You will receive a confirmation email letting you know that you have submitted everything that's required, and that if we have any questions, we'll be reaching out to your primary contact. Like I mentioned before, if you need to edit any section, even after submitting, you are able to do so, as long as it's before that section's deadline. So after February 28, 2025, you will not be able to edit the first 2 sections of the application. But if it is before that time, in order to be able to edit these sections, you have to use this edit button. And note, to get back to section 1, you're going to have to reopen sections 3 and 2. And just to give you an idea of what that looks like, clicking the edit button will ask you if you're okay with reopening a stage. You'll just say yes. And after a second, you'll see that section 3 is now back in the submission phase. And then you're going to keep on going with these edit buttons until you get to the section you actually want to make changes to. So we're going to go back to section 2 now. You'll see section 3 has disappeared, but that's okay. It's not gone. It's just not available for view right now. And we'll go back one more to get to the applicant information section. So now you'll see we're here with the applicant information section. We can use this edit button to go back in and make any changes that we might have to make. Maybe we had a spelling error, maybe we got an additional document that we want to upload. Whatever it is, we can make the changes here. Click the Save Changes button, and then note that you will have to resubmit any section that you reopened during this editing phase. So I'll click on the green Submit button again. You'll see the project type comes back, and you can just submit that again without having to redo anything or make any changes. And then lastly, you'll be able to resubmit section 3. And like I said, if you click the edit button, you'll see that everything is still there. So nothing to worry about. And that's the online application. If you have any questions at all or having any troubles with the online application, you can feel free to reach out to me. Again, I'm Caitlin Volmer. I'm the Grants Program Manager here at Sustainable Jersey, and you can find my contact information all throughout this application form, and also in the application information packet. It's going to be right here at the top. So, send me an email or give me a call, and we can definitely make sure to get you access to the online application. If you have any questions about the program, you can reach out to my colleague, Ann Heasley, or you can take a look at the FAQ to see if that question has already been answered. So that's the end of our video. Make sure to check the SJTPO Complete Streets Technical Assistance page for more information and for the link to the online application when it becomes available on December 5th. And with that, I wish you the best of luck with your applications and know that we are looking forward to seeing an application from your municipality this year.